Hi, how are you all?
Hi, Crystal. Good. How are you?
How's it going?
Doing well. Let me adjust my audio a little bit.
I love that you guys already have it out in front of you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're legit with it. We make sure we have something to pour up and if we get something sent to us, we also like to promote it as well. So,
I love that. I'm
Yeah,
also sipping on a little something here.
all right, what you got?
I've
Wow.
got a bottle of Havana Club Añejo, 7 years, that I haven't opened before. So tasting pretty good.
Nice. I'm going to do a little Oh, well, let me do this. Let me do the Lalo. I got the
Ooh,
high
mm,
proof.
is that the tequila, right?
Tequila's my favorite of the spirits.
Nice. Do you like mezcal as well?
I am getting into mezcal. So that's still a new one for me, but I've had a couple of good ones that I've appreciated.
Nice. I was having some last night.
Oh, what kind? Or what's
I
the
don't
brand?
know. I don't know what they were pouring actually. It was they were making mezcal Negronis behind the bar.
Oh, I
Um,
heard those are delicious.
yeah, they're quite good, but they pack a punch.
Probably leave that out. Sorry.
No worries.
Trying to set up.
I love the shirt as well, Crystal.
Thank you. It's actually our mantra is to drink to remember, not to forget.
I mean,
I love
sign
that.
me up.
Definitely. Um, I think we're good. It's already started recording, so I'll just edit this part out.
Cool.
So typically, what we do is we will do our typical intro, and then we will allow you to introduce yourselves and how you got started with Last Call.
Sounds good.
All right, I'll do a countdown. Three, two, one. Hi, and welcome to the Liquor Connoisseur. I'm Crystal. Roger has a headache, probably because he didn't use this product we're going to talk about today, because he was drinking last night. But here today, we do have some special guests. We have the founders of Last Call. We have Sampson, and we also have Teddy. Great to meet you all, and tell us about yourselves.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thanks for having us on, Crystal. So yeah, Samson and I we go way back. We're friends from high school. We're based out of the New York area. Samson's in New York City, and I'm in New Jersey right now. And we started this company about 2 years ago, centered around alcohol health and feeling good after drinking. And for me, it kind of started a while back when I was in college, actually, and I had read this article in Wired magazine about the science of hangovers and why people feel bad the next day. And it was really interesting for me because I always thought it's just a fact of history, a fact of time, right? Like you drink, you feel bad the next day. That's the trade off.
Yep.
And it was interesting because the scientists there were really exploring what was happening to your body. And the recommendation wasn't just drinking water. It wasn't just, having electrolytes, but they discovered this plant extract called DHM that's been used in traditional medicine and drinks and stuff in Korea and Japan and East Asia for a long time. And they studied in the US and found that it actually helps your body metabolize the alcohol faster than it would otherwise. And so I took a trip to Korea 2 years ago. And when I was there, I kind of refamiliarized myself with DHM and the product and just saw it everywhere in convenience stores. People were taking it after a night out. And when I got back, Samson and I decided basically that we should work on spreading the good news in the US because, people drink here, people get hungover.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, we think, more people are getting health conscious about alcohol. And definitely people are looking for something like this.
No, this is great. In all my years of drinking, we've learned that vitamins are key.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. I remember when Teddy called me up with the idea after his Korea trip, and I hadn't heard of DHM myself, and like most people in America also haven't heard of it. So I've kind of started as a blank slate to a customer to now working on this product where we were like, this actually works. We love this stuff. Like, why don't more people know about it in the US? That's kind of the basic
Yeah.
thesis behind the company.
Man, well, I'm excited to try this. I see it's a better morning starts tonight. So,
Yes.
how does last call work?
Yeah. So in terms of like how you take it, basically it's pretty flexible. We recommend you take it anytime the night before while you're drinking. You can take it before you drink, during the night out, after the night out. Um, excuse me. The general recommendation is that you take it while you're out so that you don't forget when you come home. Sometimes you forget before you start drinking as well. That's totally fine. Just make sure you take it before you go to sleep. And basically what happens once you take it is that DHM and a couple other ingredients basically help your body produce more of the enzymes that help break down the alcohol in your body. So the less time it's in your body, the less damage it can do. Alcohol also breaks down into acetaldehyde, and that's even more toxic to your body than alcohol itself, and it helps your body metabolize that as well. So if you take it the night before, it helps you your body get a head start basically on metabolizing, and most people feel better the next day. But it's
Okay.
also, it's not just about how you feel the next day, but I take it now anytime I drink, whether or not I'm going to feel hungover the next day. And I think that's really because more and more people know alcohol is not good for you, right?
Yeah.
It's great, and it's something that we can all look forward to at the end of the week sometimes. But there's a price you pay often, even if you don't feel it as acutely the next day. But it's good to just take something to help your body, right?
Well,
When you're
I've
drinking.
got my packet right here, so
Yeah,
I'll give it a try
there you
before I get
go.
into this wallow.
Yeah, perfect. I was going to mention, yeah, for the viewers and listeners, it's 2 capsules as 1 serving, and those are packaged into those individual kind of single serving sachets that Crystal just held up. And we recommend, yeah, usually 1 serving is good for like light to moderate drinking, although Teddy and I definitely take 2 servings if it's going to be, a bigger night, maybe a wedding, maybe a marathon of drinking.
Oh,
Like definitely you can take a second dose as needed.
Definitely.
yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm excited to see the impacts as the evening goes on, but cheers.
Cheers.
I already feel better.
It's fast acting, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I think most people, make it a part of their drinking routine. And like I was saying, even if it's not a big night, a lot of people have started taking it. Especially, as Sampson and I have gotten older, it's come from a personal place of need where you have 2 drinks on a weeknight. It's not going to lay you out, but you kind of need to be fully alert the next day. It's really helpful for something like that as well.
No, I think that's great. It's something I wish I'd had in my younger drinking days. I feel like this generation that's eligible to drink has a lot of advancements that we didn't have. One, they can actually buy great liquor for the prices we were buying bad liquor. Um, but they also have things like last call that can help aid them so they can get up, take the exam the next morning, and still feel fine. Something that's really great how we've improved on our drinking to drinking better things and things that help us to feel better once we do overindulge or indulge. Um, so what's next for last call? Are there different variations of this? Is this just kind of like a one-time thing, or what do you think it will be next?
Yeah. So I'd say a couple things come to mind. We're currently selling like mainly through our website, which is trylastcall.com. And then we're also on Amazon. We launched on Amazon this summer. So you can, go there as well, get the Prime, 2-day shipping. But definitely we think that this product could be anywhere where alcohol is sold. So whether that's a bar, a convenience store, a liquor store, I mean, alcohol consumption is so prevalent in our society
Yeah.
that this could be really everywhere, and especially like in store, like Target or Whole Foods or supermarkets or things like that. So definitely kind of further distribution is certainly on the horizon. I said the other thing that comes to mind is different form factors. So our product is currently in capsule form. That's great for a lot of reasons. It's easy to transport. You don't have to worry about the flavor or taste or things like that. But some people hate swallowing pills, and so having a different form factor would be great. We've been brainstorming all kinds of ideas, honestly, since the start. But gummies and mints come to mind. I know gummies are very trendy nowadays, and that could be a very fun one. in Korea, where Teddy recently was, and kind of got the inspiration. Like these products are in so many different forms. I don't know if you want to mention some of those.
Yeah, there's just like a whole variety of them. You can find them in like gels, jellies. They have them. There's one version where they have them in these like little beads that you can kind of just like, you knock back. It actually doesn't taste very good, but it tastes like medicine, and I think people
Mm.
trust it more because it tastes bad. And or you can find them in drinks. Honestly, there are teas that are brewed with it. So if that's what you're looking for, you can just grab it from the fridge in a convenience store and then drink that on the way home.
Okay.
But yeah, we're just really excited about, I think in terms of what's next is like spreading the word.
Yeah.
I would say when we were first starting this, we kind of did a survey of all of our friends and friends of friends, as many people as we could get our hands on. And we got a couple hundred people to respond. And I think we found something like 90% or over 90% hadn't heard of anything like this. And most
Mm.
people had, when we say, okay, what do you do after you drink? Most people kind of do the traditional stuff of like, I go home and I chug water, or I take Advil, or I take liquid IV, or I take electrolytes or something like that. And then the next day, if I wake up, feeling not so good, I eat like a greasy sandwich, or I have another drink, or I drink a lot of coffee or something like that. And I think some of those probably work better than others. But it was just kind of very different from the world that I had just come back from in Korea, where people knew about these things to take, kind of knew about how they worked and that they worked, versus here, just the awareness was super low. So I think that's
Yeah.
what we're really excited about, is just like, increasing the form factors, but also just like getting more people aware of it. And it's been super exciting to have like our customers be like, this is, I don't know about changed my life, but just really helped me out in a way. Like we've had parents been like, I want to have a glass of wine and I need to not be dead the next day because I need to, make my kid lunch and send them off to school. And that's really cool to hear too, like these small kind of nights to hear how it's helping our customers that way.
That's really cool. I mean, for me, I'm surprised it's not in a powder form to not only drink it to feel better, but also encourage more of that. Drink water to stay hydrated
Yeah.
while you're drinking as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we think it pairs really well with like an electrolyte hydration product, because that cover your bases on that, and then the DHM helps your liver process the alcohol. That's kind of doing all the heavy lifting there.
So let's talk a little bit more about the impacts of alcohol in the body and how Last Call helps with that. There's been a lot of talk lately, like alcohol is bad. Like, don't drink it; it'll kill you.
Yeah.
Which we all know it has some impact, but how does this help with some of that potentially?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I feel like there's when I think about like the trend in alcohol, I feel like it's related to like larger trends where, people don't party as much, like people don't smoke as much, and all sorts of things are kind of like correlated going down. But I think in terms of alcohol specifically, people are just so much more health conscious now than they used to be. And people are like, where is this from? Like, what kind of ingredients are in it? And I think at the same time, though, like alcohol has been around for thousands of years. Like probably one of the earliest things that you can find in like old human civilizations is like them brewing beer or
Yep.
making wine out of, of their grape harvest. I don't know exactly. Maybe like you can tell us this. I don't know when spirits started. Maybe that happened after beer and wine, but
It goes all the way back to the monks.
okay. At least as far back as the monks. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I think it's a really old and time-tested traditional part of just like how we socialize and how we like to, loosen up and spend time with people and enjoy ourselves. So as long as people are drinking, we think that's going to be around. But there are just other things that we can add on top of that to make the experience better, right? You don't have to wake up the next day necessarily with a pounding headache or feel as bad as you would if you didn't know about this. So we're just excited to kind of be part of that change.
Yeah, and we're glad to have you all here because we always, say alcohol should be an experience. It's not something to just take shots, and
Definitely.
it's something to remember where you were, what bottle you poured up, and just talk and just share with others. Despite all this behind me, it's not meant to be hoarded. It's meant to be shared.
Yeah, I mean it's a beautiful shelf.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But I really love that it's natural. And again, when alcohol first started, it was considered medicinal.
Hmm.
And so I think we get away with that. And of course, there's been some bad actors in the spirit community, but you're right. People are more health conscious now. One of the things we try to educate our viewers on, it, especially, is what's in it. Where did it come from? You know, why does this taste different than this one? And so those are things that you're right. People are wanting to know more about that. I have a friend who talks about how the alcohol industry educated us, and now look at it. You know, what do we do now that we have this education? And so it's just really cool to have something else to help enhance the night, and so you can continue to make those memories. Because I can't tell you how many people, especially because, you know, I'll say like, oh man, you got to try tequila. Oh man, I haven't touched tequila since college. I can't do it. I'm like,
Mhm.
this is not the same. This is not that tequila. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
it's not the same. This is great. But so many people, they only remember those bad memories, and it has such a
Yeah.
lasting impact that we don't get to try other experiences, like how full of flavor tequila can be when you get a quality one, or even with a whiskey. And so it's really cool that maybe this will help the next generation not have that, oh no, I don't touch that since college feeling, or feeling like they can't appreciate all the spirits because of where they are in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In addition to the quality of spirit, there's also the quantity. You know, it's having a nice glass is very different than ripping tequila shots at the frat house in college. And so I can only imagine, yeah, how many people have kind of, you know, hurt themselves in that way. But I totally agree. I mean, especially in moderation, like we love we love consuming, and Last Call helps us, you know, do that even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is awesome. I kind of want to test it out.
I mean, you started it, so yeah. We'll see.
To
We
get
can
back to you.
test. Yeah. But no, I think it also goes back to, like, you know, you guys are called like liquor connoisseurs, right? And people are becoming more and more interested in, like, you know, maybe if they're drinking less, but they're doing it in a more conscious way, right? And instead
Yeah,
of drinking, you know, 8 beers, they're having like a couple of craft beers, and they know
yeah,
where it's brewed and they know how it's brewed, and they care something about that. I think people, like, that's a general trend, like maybe about like clothing, food, drinking. People are just like more interested about like what they're consuming, and like how they relate to like the history or like the practice behind it. And I think Last Call is part of that too, where it's like, how is this affecting my body? And how do I do it in a way that's like sustainable and healthy?
nice. And I love.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the? I mean, I know what last call means, but what made you decide that for the name?
I think we remember when we first came up with it. It might be like a false memory or something, but I think Samson and I were on the phone and just like spitballing, and we were thinking of, you know, like how do we make it sound catchy? How do we, you know, make it not sound like some sort of sketchy thing? Um, and something that kind of like informed the customer about like what it was. And I think Samson said something about Last Call, and I was like, you know, that might be it right there. And yeah, it was just kind of like, it's part of the end of your night. It's part of your night out. And when you have that last drink, maybe is a good time to pop it in, and you know, get you going for the next morning.
Awesome. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is. I had never heard of it, so I appreciate you all reaching out and sending us some last call. I definitely got some people that I want to share this with,
Yeah.
and see what they think about it as well.
Of course, happy to send more, share with some friends. I mean, you guys are the drinking experts, so it seems like the kind of the number one product you might need. So
No doubts. We definitely, like I said, many times we could have used last call.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really excited to hear how it goes for you guys, and what you guys think of it.
Yeah,
Crystal, do
well,
you get bad hangovers? I'm curious.
if I do, they're not for that long. I've got a whole process of the next morning
Okay.
that
Mm.
definitely involves that heavy breakfast
Hmm.
Hmm.
to help out. But I try to only drink in moderation. Now, of course, there are some times we get with family and it just happens we have
Yeah.
a bottle of something. but it never feels like anybody's over drunk. We're just all relaxed and just chilling and talking. It just happens the bottle disappears.
Yeah.
And so the next day may feel a little something the next day. From typically for me, it's dehydration. So I'm that one that's going to
Mhm.
grab that liquid IV and start pouring up and trying to rehydrate the next day. So definitely going to be at the next family function because it will really be needed. But now we try to practice more mindful drinking, and part of the liquor connoisseur is no one taught us how to drink.
Mm.
We were taught, man, we gotta get wasted. We gotta take these shots. Come on, let's do 10. And so just
Right.
realizing how crazy and dangerous that was like, okay, let's start an education podcast. Let's
Yeah.
teach people how to experience alcohol, because it is something that you can have a positive relationship with alcohol. A lot of times we talk about it in a negative perspective, but for every negative, there's a positive. So we like to say sip to discover. Sip twice, really, if you want to discover, though.
I like that. I agree. I feel like most of us started out with the most negative relationship with alcohol, when you first start drinking, and then you have to unlearn some of that as you get older.
Yeah, it's definitely something you've got to train your palate. It is, that first one's going to be harsh, that first sip, because your mouth isn't used to it. And so you got to go for that second or that third, and then you start getting all these flavors. And it's so versatile. You pair it with food, you can pair it with music. I mean, just anything that has notes, you can pair it with. So it's been really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like like you were saying before, like it's paired well with like, some of the best memories in our life, right? Like a really great dinner, or like a first date, having drinks with someone at the bar. It's kind of there as this, social lubricant that, makes those experiences a little bit richer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you all being here. Definitely going to let you guys know how this has impacted us. And anytime you guys want to be on the show, you're more than welcome to come. But as always, we like to tell people, like, subscribe, and share. We'll definitely be sharing your website with everyone so they can try Last Call as well. But as we like to close out, we always say, drink to remember, not to forget. Cheers.
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 No, this is really great. Teddy, when I got your email, I had to